Let's say that tomorrow morning you got a call from the president of the bank that you use, and he told you that an anonymous donor who loved you very much had decided to deposit 86,400 pennies into your bank account each and every morning. You thought, what? That's right, 86,400 pennies in your bank account every morning. And here's the condition: you have to spend all of the money. You can't carry it over from day one to day two. What isn't spent is taken away. Well, you thought, I don't know, is that even that much money? Well, you got your calculator out and you figured it out and realized that totaled up to about $315,000 a year. That's a lot of money. You say, well, Greg, that's interesting analogy. What's the point? There is no point. Just wanted to share it. So anyway, no. So listen, someone who loves you very much deposits into your bank of time 86,400 seconds of time each and every day. They cannot be carried over from day one to day two. There's no such thing as a 27-hour day. You are given 24 hours each and every day to use as you choose. And we can say, Lord, I want to give this time to you, because the Bible says, redeem the time, because the days are evil. And that means to make sacred and wise use of every opportunity. So what if this were your last year on earth? Here's the reality. It could be our last year on earth. You say, well, do you know something I don't? Well, maybe, but I don't think so. But here's why it could be your last year. Because the Lord himself could come and call his people home in the rapture of the church. And that could happen in this coming year. And I, for one, would like to see that happen. Wouldn't you? Really, would you? How many of you would like this to be the year we all go to heaven? Okay, good. I agree. How glorious that would be. Just going about our business, hopefully our Father's business. When suddenly, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, we're caught up to meet the Lord in the air. You know, Billy Graham was asked the question not long ago. This was not in the interview with Greta Van Susteren. This was in a dinner that we attended. He was being interviewed by his longtime associate, Cliff Barrows, and Cliff asked him the question, Billy, you've done so much in your life. You've been so many places. Is there anything left that you would like to do that you have not done? Without hesitation, Billy said, I want to see Ruth. He's talking about his wife. And he loved Ruth deeply, and she, of course, loved him. They were just a perfect match. And having the privilege of spending time in their home and watching them interact was a real joy. And it just broke his heart when the Lord took Ruth to heaven. And he has missed her ever since then. And that is why when you have a loved one that has gone before you into heaven, it causes you to have a longing for heaven you did not have before. Because you see, now it's personal. That's someone that was dear to you, someone you want to see again. And this is why the rapture is such a great hope, because it's a time of reunion. In fact, the Bible says that we will be caught up in a moment in the twinkling of an eye together with them in the air to meet the Lord. Who are the with them? Well, Paul was writing to the believers in Thessalonica that were wondering about what happened to their loved ones who had already died. Where were they? Would they ever see them again? They were wondering. Paul said, listen, when the Lord comes back for his people in the rapture and catches us up to heaven, we'll be instantaneously reunited with them. So maybe you have a loved one that has gone before you that you miss deeply. It'll happen so quickly, you couldn't even measure it in human time. You'll just be with them, and most importantly, you'll be with the Lord himself. So that could certainly happen, and that is something we all look forward to. And you know, with our son in heaven now, and it's been 2 years and 5 months, it is something that affects us deeply. And it causes our heart to be more in heaven. And it changes you. You know, sometimes people ask, are things back to normal yet? No. And they never will be, because, you know, it's a new kind of normal. You have to learn to live in a different way. But there are certain things that happen in one's heart when a loved one leaves them that are quite unique. And one of those things that I found in my heart, and I've found in talking with others that have had the same thing happen to them, is you have a new determination to live your life to its fullest, because especially when a child goes, you realize your life could end at any time. You realize how short life really is. And a lot of things that maybe I was a little frightened to do before have dissipated, and it's replaced by a determination to accomplish what God has called me to do. So that's a good thing. Another thing I've noticed is my fear of death is effectively gone. Now, if somebody held a gun up to my head right now, I probably would say, please don't shoot me. So I don't want you to think it's an irrational statement that I'm making, but that dread, that fear isn't there anymore, because I look forward to reunion. I look forward to what is ahead, and that is a good thing, to not have the fear of death hanging over you. So we need to all be ready to meet the Lord, because this could be the year, because we could die this year. I know that's a heavy thought for some, and it's not what you want to hear right now, but listen, someone's name is going to end up in the obituary column tomorrow and the next day. And we always say it won't be me, and it certainly won't be someone close to me, but the fact is, it could be. So you want to prepare. So here's my word of encouragement to you in this coming year. Keep your heart in heaven in 2011. This could be the year we see the Lord, and we want to be ready.